And what's up? What's up? Okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Will Johnson. Yeah, Mr. Will Johnson, just like you see it right there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please, if you like anything that I'm sharing tonight, please subscribe or even follow, and please share the video. Please share the video. Okay, let's get into it. I want to talk a little bit about the impeachment that's coming up about Joe Biden. Joe Biden's being impeached. And of course, this has all of the Democrats, all of the left in a frenzy. They're all screaming, saying, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's a nothing burger. There's no there. There's nothing there. They're all screaming like this is all just a witch hunt. I mean, we know who the witch is. There's no needing to hunt. We don't have to hunt for anything. There's total criminality that's taking place, and they're wanting all of us to look the other way. Look the other way when it comes to them, to the Dems. When the Dems commit crimes, look the other way, because it's expected for Dems to commit crimes, apparently. They can do it, but if a Republican does it, oh my goodness, you need to get the Republican to see the Republican. They're not supposed to do that. Only Democrats. Now, Joe Biden, the press corps is kind of like, I guess they're throwing Joe Biden under the bus now, because even the press corps is asking about Joe Biden, his lack of responsibility when it comes to the southern border, his lack of responsibility when it comes to other issues that the United States of America is going through. And all of them deflect. Even Karine Jean-Pierre. Look at Karine Jean-Pierre here. She's asked a question about Joe Biden's age. She's asked a question about, Joe Biden's poll numbers being so low. Dude's not doing his job. I guess he's doing his job. His job is to tear down the country. But listen to Karine Jean-Pierre as she deflects from the question. And she said, well, we're going to focus on the question. And then she repeats on, this is what we're focusing on. No, good and well, she's not focusing on the question. The question is about Joe Biden's age and his poll numbers being in the tank because he's a bubbling idiot.
37% of registered voters, just 37% approve of the president's handling of the economy. He's at a 56% disapproval, the highest of his presidency. And 74% of registered voters say they have major or moderate concerns about the president's age and mental fitness. How troubling is that?
Here's what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on exactly what you just asked me.
Okay. What did he just ask? What did he just ask? He asked about Joe Biden's poll numbers being in the dirt. He's saying 47%, saying that they don't like what Joe Biden's doing. I think it's more than that. And then they're talking about Joe Biden's age. So what is she going to focus in on?
Right. The first question, which is how do we continue to support the workers? Right. We're not going to get into the litigation of the negotiations here, but what we're going to do is continue to show how much this president is working for American families.
He's not working for the American families. Dude is literally not working for America. Joe Biden is putting America last. And he's not even hiding the fact that's what he's doing. America last. They don't care about America at all. They're not even hiding the fact. That's what they're doing. No hiding it at all. Listen to this one. This is Jim Claiborne, Representative Jim Claiborne. Listen to the question that he's asked about Joe Biden being on these phone calls. There's like 20 plus phone calls. It's probably more than that. That's the only ones we know about. But all of these phone calls that Joe Biden was on with Hunter Biden's business partners, that's the question. Has nothing to do about Hunter Biden seeking help. Hunter Biden wasn't seeking help. He was seeking bribes. Listen to this.
Yet President Biden, according to one witness testimony, was on the phone 20 times with Hunter Biden's business associates. It was described as pleasantries, but is that appropriate?
20 times. That's the question here. That's what they're talking about. Joe Biden being on the phone with Hunter Biden 20 times that we know about. And again, it's probably more than that. But 20 times on the phone with Hunter Biden. And listen to his response. It should be about Joe Biden being on the phone with Hunter Biden's business partners. Listen.
Well, his associates said they were pleasantries, but I think it's appropriate to be a father to your son. And if your son is having a problem, and we all know the history of the problem that Hunter has with addiction, and he is being a father to his son, you don't impeach a man for being a father to his children.
So, wait a minute. Help me understand. Joe Biden is on the phone with Hunter Biden about his problems. So am I led to, I guess he's suggesting, or am I led to believe that Joe Biden was on the phone with Hunter Biden business partners about the crack cocaine that Hunter Biden was receiving? Was Joe Biden on the phone more than 20 plus times with Hunter Biden about the prostitutes addiction that he had, Hunter Biden? He's looking out for his son. Is that what am I to believe? Really? Or was he on the phone about making money? Wait a minute. Last time one call I recall, Hunter Biden said, "Hey, I'm here with my father. We want our money. Where's our money?" So maybe Hunter Biden, he was shipping cocaine since he was on the phone with his son's problem. Maybe he was snorting the cocaine while he was shipping the cocaine, shipped the cocaine to these other nations, and now they want their money, like drug dealers. I mean, what is he saying? Because the question again was about Joe Biden being on the phone multiple times, and they don't care. They don't care. If President Trump was on the phone with any of his children when they were embezzling money, oh my goodness, it would be World War III. You would even have Republicans going after President Trump for doing what Joe Biden has done. You would have Republicans doing it. But the Democrats, again, demons protect demons, and they all look the other way. Look at this one from the Wicked Witch of the North, talking about impeachment. This one is priceless here. She has her nerves to actually sit there and talk about them impeaching Joe Biden as if Joe Biden didn't have anything wrongdoing. He's done nothing wrong. He's done nothing, absolutely nothing wrong. Watch this.
Before I let you go, there's now been a date set for the impeachment hearing, so-called, I'm going to put them in quotes, for President Biden. There's a disagreement in the Democratic Party on how to deal with this because there's no proof. They're in pursuit of a reason. What do you think they should be doing?
Well, first of all, I don't know how they can proceed with an impeachment if they haven't had a vote. And maybe I missed it because I've been so busy here at CGI trying to
well,
be
you've been inspired,
positive, and come up with solutions to our problems, which is what I like to think about. So I don't know how they're just basically blowing off the process. There's no there. And in fact, it seems they know there's no there. And
really, they seem like there's no there. So when you have Joe Biden holding $1 billion, there's nothing there, from Burisma Oil, the company his son was working on because the prosecutor wanted him fired. He held the $1 billion until you fire him. There's no there. Joe Biden, they have all these shale companies where they embezzled millions of dollars, but there's no there. Joe Biden did an executive order to hide all of the corrupt criminal SARS reports. He did an executive order to hide all that information from Congress, but there's no there. Hunter Biden received a diamond, lost the diamond apparently, got a Porsche, but there's no there. All of this is normal stuff. There's no there. Literally lying. They went after President Trump over stuff that they were making up. On this stuff with Joe Biden and the Biden crime family, you're not making it up. But then they turn around and said there's no there.
Sadly, the Speaker of the House is too weak to stand up against the most rabid, bloc.
You hear that? I'm sorry, I had to stop it again. She just literally called those on the right rabid. You hear that? The most rabid, like they're rabid out of their minds. Listen.
Weak to stand up against the most rabid, bloc of his members who don't care what the truth or the facts are. They just want to, be able to grandstand and try to cause President Biden problems. I mean, it's not a real threat. It's a terrible bother. But more than that, it is a real confession by the Republican Party. They have no agenda. They have no interest in trying to bring people together to solve problems. I have said for years, because I was in the Senate when I voted for immigration reform, as a majority of the Senate did, and George W. Bush said he would sign it and the House wouldn't take it up, because they don't want a solution to what's happening on the border. They want a political problem.
You hear this? Oh, they want a political problem. Really? It's not a political problem. And the Republicans aren't looking for a political problem. The Democrats created this crisis. And this is the same woman that used that famous phrase, let no crisis go to waste. And that's exactly what they're doing. They created this crisis, and now they're trying to utilize it against Republicans. And her whole idea about immigration is to fast track all of these people into the country and to allow them to vote on our elections.
Yeah, well, in fact, the thing that she just complained about that happened under Bush is actually happening right now. The Republicans did pass a very good border bill in Congress, right? In fact, it reverted to a lot of things that were working under the Trump administration. However,
but that's
Senate
racist.
now,
they can't do that because that's racist. If you go along with President Trump's, agenda by protecting the American people, which was working, oh, that's racist, though.
Yeah,
Shannon.
the Senate refuses to take it up and do a vote on it
because of Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, and there's not a fast track.
Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer.
There's not a fast track way to become a citizen, and that's all they want. That's all they want in a bill. They don't want to hear about how to stop the flow. They don't want to hear about upholding the law.
Yeah, and then they
just
turn
want to know,
around.
how can we make these people citizens as fast as we can?
And then they turn around and say, see, the Republicans aren't wanting to help us.
Yep,
Republicans aren't wanting to help us fix the immigration. They're not wanting to help us fast track the people into the country. See, the Republicans are the ones that's holding all of this back, not us, the Republicans. They're just saying, give us what we want to allow all of these people to come in the country, not even vet them, fast track them, allow them to vote, and call it good. Then we can say that the Republicans work with us if they did that. But the Republicans are saying, no, that's not the law. It is absolutely against the law what the Democrats are wanting to do. But the Democrats, they could care less about the law. They've just demonstrated that multiple times. They want to fast track these people to the country. Yeah. And look what's happening now.
Yeah, well, in fact, Biden just said last week when he was in New York, he did a speech and he talked about the immigration problem. And he said that he's creating a new bill, not even looking at the Republican bill at all. He wants to create a new bill where he does what? He finds better systems to get the people checked, get them into the country, and guess what?
Get them jobs.
Get them jobs. That's what he wants to do.
Get them jobs.
That's his whole plan.
Get them jobs. Not the American people, but the people that's coming into the country unlawfully. They're bringing these people into the country, and guess what's happening? The crime is going up. Crime was already going through the roof, and now it's going up even more. This is in New York. Now, what is it? What is this? When you have those on the left, these tyrants on the left, saying that the criminals are welcome to stay here. The criminals are welcome to live wherever it is that they want to live. The criminals are our people. Criminals. Sounds like demons, right? Listen to this. This was a report on Fox News where they're talking about 2 immigrants hitting women. Immigrants hitting women in New York. But where's the government state media? The government state media is completely silent on it. You actually have these men of the fighting age physically abusing women, and they say nothing. Where are they?
The NYPD tells Fox News that both men were arrested over the weekend for hitting women. They were charged with assault here at the Roosevelt Hotel, which serves as the city's migrant welcome center and as well as a shelter for migrant families. Now, we're told that this was essentially verbal disputes that devolved into violent domestic incidents. Yesterday, 23-year-old Jefferson Rivera was arrested after a 20-year-old woman says he choked and punched her in the face on On Saturday, 23-year-old Franklin Mendoza was arrested after a 25-year-old woman says he punched her in the leg and arm. Now,
so here it is. You have these illegal immigrants being really abusive, doing other crimes that they haven't really been reporting on. And listen to this.
The New York Post reports Mendoza was arraigned and released without bail. Both men are reportedly asylum seekers. Now,
you hear that? Released without bail. Okay, here you go. You know what? Go out. Just don't get caught next time. Go out and abuse any woman that you want to. Just don't get caught.
Now, tensions continue to rise inside and outside the Roosevelt Hotel over the city's migrant crisis. Yesterday, there were protests in the Bronx outside of Manhattan College, where the city is planning on turning a former dorm into a temporary shelter for migrants. Guardian Angels founder Curtis Sliwal and dozens of others protested against the shelter, while pro-migrant counter-protesters shouted across the street.
You know, this is wrong. They're bringing migrants in that haven't been vetted, and we have families all around here.
Now, you hear that? This is completely wrong. There's families. The Democrats have disregarded all of the families, the American people in the country. You don't even have a place in this country any longer. They don't want you here. The liberals want to replace you. And they call Tucker racist because he brought up the whole replacement theory. But yet, this is exactly what they're doing. Look at this. This shouldn't even be the case. They coerced those people to get here. They coerced those people, and now they're just sitting on the street, nowhere to go. And Joe Biden, all of them, instead of saying, hey, you've got to go back home, Joe Biden's talking about, we need to get them jobs. We need to get them housing. Remove the Americans out of their homes, and let's bring them in. Because they're being coached. Saying, look, as soon as y'all can vote, remember to vote Democrat. 100%. Now, I want y'all to listen to this lady. This next lady that talks in this last little second here. Total white female liberal. That's exactly what she is. But I want y'all to pay attention to what she says about these criminals. She doesn't say criminals, but that's exactly what they are. Illegal criminals. Listen.
Families all around here.
Migrants have done nothing to anybody. They deserve to have a place to live. Anywhere. Here is great.
Anywhere. Here is good. Anywhere. Here is good. It's always the white female liberal. And someone mentioned before, that's not even a woman, but regardless, it's always the white liberal that's making the decision for all of us, trying to say, well, we know what's best for you. We think all the illegal criminals should be here, live anywhere, right here, anywhere. She probably doesn't even live there. She's probably down there marching and protesting, saying, yep, they deserve to be right here. Not in Martha's Vineyard, not in my gated community, but right here where it doesn't affect me every day. That's how they operate every single time. It's like that all the time with these liberals. Don't do it in my neck of the woods. Remember, they deported them after Martha's Vineyard. They deported them. Oh, nope. We want them here, but not here. You can't be here. Same thing at Kamala Harris. Governor Abbott dropped them off in front of Kamala Harris's home. What happened to him? You hear nothing about it. They all got the boot. Listen to this one with Karine Jean-Pierre asked a question about the southern border. And of course, she completely deflects. Like, this is somebody else's problem. I'm going to deter you to talk to them.
Yep.
Thank you, Green. I just wanted to ask you about the situation on the southwest border. As we know, some cities are claiming that they're a breaking point with regards to the humanitarian crisis that is ongoing down there. I know that there was an agreement signed with Mexico over the weekend. I wonder if the administration is in touch with these cities down on the border and if there's other actions that the White House is considering to address the issue that is taking place down at the border.
So I'm going to have to point you to the readout from CBP, as you just mentioned.
See, there it is. I'm going to have to point you someplace else. I don't have anything for you because if I tell you the absolute truth, what's going on, people are going to get upset because I told you the truth. So, you know, she's not going to do that. And they don't want people to know the truth. So I'm going to direct you to go talk to them because then it won't be in front of the cameras and then no one will ever hear about it because it'll just be a one-on-one conversation that you'll have.
They issued a readout of their conversation with the Mexican government over the weekend. So regarding their engagement, so certainly would have you reach out to them, and they could lay out specifically how that engagement went, and also refer you to the readouts more specifically as well.
So what is she doing when she wake up at 4:30 in the morning, Shannon? She says she wakes up at 4:30 in the morning to make sure she has all the information. She's on the up and up about the news of the day, what's happening, what's going on, so she can have answers. She said that. She says she wakes up at 4:30 in the morning. 4:30 in the morning.
She doesn't have answers. I mean, I've said it before. Listen, that all it is, she's not going to let any kind of bad perspective about Biden's administration happen in a highly televised press conference. That's why she refers them to someone else. So maybe they could get the answer from someone else that's not televised at a press conference, because
that's exactly it.
All she does is want to protect Biden, because she has plenty to say when they bring up Hunter Biden and his investigation. Listen, he loves his son. Like, she'll have a long old comment about that, even though, you know.
And then when it comes to actual questions about Hunter Biden, she said, I'm going to refer you to Hunter Biden's legal team.
Yeah.
I'm going to refer you to Hunter Biden's legal team. And they know if they reach out to them, they're not going to get a response. They don't have to, but she's supposed to answer questions.
Yeah.
And she should have to answer questions when it comes to Hunter Biden. Why? Because Hunter Biden and Joe Biden went to these different countries. Hunter Biden was on the plane doing business deals. Joe Biden was on the phone. Joe Biden was at dinner. And Joe Biden was probably in other places, like maybe like a brothel, that they don't even want anyone to know about. Would not surprise me at all. Listen to this one with Jim Acosta when he's talking to this gentleman on here about the southern border. And Jim Acosta literally says that, oh, the border's not open. They have gates, they have fences, they have barbed wire. It's not open. What are you talking about? It's not open.
It just sounds like you're throwing rhetoric around with no basis in fact.
No, you can. Have you been to the border?
Of course I have.
Have you seen what's going on? The rapes, it's open. I mean, nobody can deny that.
The border is,
and they've got it's a crisis. Where?
I'll ask the question, sir.
You see that? You see, he asked him, "Are you aware about the rapes that's going on down there?" You hear that? And then he goes, "Well, I'll ask the question because this is my show. I'll ask the question." He doesn't want to answer that, so he leaves all that out. They've been raping boys and girls and just children, people on the southern border, but he doesn't want to answer that. But he says the border is closed.
Where?
I'll ask the question, sir. And the border is not open. That is something that is peddled as a talking point, but it's not true. There are fences, there are walls, there are border patrol agents who work on the border.
The 5+ million that have gotten into this country illegally is not a figment of our imagination. Ask the border patrol agents. Ask anybody down there. They're frustrated.
But I guess I haven't. You have not been able to answer my question as to how you effectively do border enforcement if you're shutting down the government. I guess we're not going to get an answer to that question.
You know what? I'll tell you how it happens. Go ahead and use the money that President Trump and Congress had already passed when Trump was in office. How about doing that? How about go ahead, instead of selling off the material that President Trump and Congress already allocated for the border, go ahead and complete it. You can't do that now because Joe Biden sold it off pennies on the dollar. Pennies on the dollar. They had everything. It didn't matter what the government shut down or not. They already had the money. They already had the resources. Already had everything. Joe Biden stopped it on day one just so that this would happen. And now there's been, in the last 24 hours, people, there's been more than 11,000 people now in a single day. 11,000 people a single day. The last one was 9,000. But now it's 11,000 people. Listen to Sometimes McCarthy. Sometimes McCarthy actually gives CNN a piece of their mind talking about the southern border. And CNN and you just heard even Jim Acosta just sit there and say, well, the border being open, that's a right-wing talking point. Literally saying it's a right-wing talking point.
Something's got to change. If I can refer to your network, CNN, referred to yesterday that an open border is a talking point. Well, we just set a new record of 11,000 people came across illegally. The record was just Friday, a few days before, of 10,000. I'm not sure how you continue to report when you see what's going on across this nation. To continue to fund the government to secure the border, I think members should be able to be for that.
Who wouldn't be for securing the border? Oh, wait a minute. Those who want to destroy our country, they wouldn't be for securing our border. The Republicans are saying secure the border or no money. The Democrats are saying more money for Ukraine or nothing at all. They put Ukraine before America. Now, I've made it clear before that we are a giving nation and we help other nations. But if we can't even help ourselves, we can't take care of our home first. If we can't unite America first, then what's the point? They don't want to do America first, and they made it clear because they want America to be last. Here's another one with sometimes McCarthy. And look, I wish McCarthy was like this all the time. I wish he would stop giving any leniency to these Democrats because they didn't. They didn't. He know they didn't. But he keeps giving them leniency. But I wish he would be like this all the time. Listen to him confronting the Communist News Network.
My whole focus, what's in my mind, what drives me, is the American people. And right now what I see is a border that's wide open, with fentanyl coming across, killing and poisoning 300 Americans every single day. An administration will do nothing about it. A policy by the administration that keeps energy prices high. That's why we passed a bill to lower oil costs. I watched this president, foreign policy, pull us out of Afghanistan, and now our allies are turning towards China. I've now watched this president have to evacuate 5 embassies. I watched this president who said he was the union president that now has them striking. I watched this president who was loved by Hollywood, that they're just now finishing a 5-month strike. I've watched people have a hard time to survive in this Biden economy because of inflation. So that drives me to solve those problems. I'm not worried if someone makes a motion. I'm not worried if somebody votes no. I'm going to wake up each and every day with the same thing that drives my opinion of what needs to be done, solving these problems, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to work with people who want to get that done.
You know what? But you know what? They can't comprehend anything he's saying. Did you understand what he was saying there, Shannon? He explained this stuff what happening under Joe Biden, the embassy shutting down, the crisis, what's happening on our southern border, just all this stuff. But it's like their eyes just glaze over and they're stuck on
the government shutting down.
The government shutting down because they want to protect the border. What is more important? Keeping the government running or protecting the country that has the government in it? Which one is more important? Because if you don't protect the government, if you don't protect the people in the government inside of this country, what government do you have?
You know what I think is even a bigger story? If the government does shut down, why do you care more about funding Ukraine than you do our border agents?
You know what? That is the $1 million question. That is the $1 million question. They would rather make sure that Ukraine is being funded for whatever it is that they want to do, whatever it is. But when it comes to the American people, you get nothing. You get nothing. Now, remember, I just showed you Jim Acosta saying that the open border is just a talking point. Kevin McCarthy talking to the Communist News Network, bringing up the fact that they're constantly saying that the open border is just a talking point. Look at this one. Does this look like a talking point, or does this look like something that we're talking about that's actually happening? Which is it?
In Eagle Pass, Texas, where just moments ago, Customs and Border Protection cut a hole through the concertina wire that has been stretched by Texas DPS along the border there to allow migrants to come through. It was initially a group of about 60 to 70 people. It swelled to some 300 very, very quickly. Some women and children who were sort of in the middle of the river were picked up by, I guess it would be Texas DPS, because they're running the airboats there up and down the river, and taken out of the water and to safer ground there. But as you can see, as we have watched for the last couple of weeks, the illegal migration across the river into the United States continues with this border crossing in Eagle Pass, seeing thousands of people. And then over the weekend, we set what we believe is a new record of 11,000 people crossing into the United States in a single day. We'll keep an eye on this for you.
11,000. Leave it on the screen. I knew you were going to move it. Ladies, 11,000 people. 11,000 people, everybody, in a single day. 11,000 people in a single day coming across our border. And the stinking freaking liberal left says that this is just a talking point. You have men of the fighting age coming into the country, but this is a talking point. You have them bringing record number of fentanyl into the country, but this is a talking point. You have them raping girls, boys, women, people on the border, but this is a talking point. They're doing all of this crap to us in America, but the freaking left says that this is a talking point. Does any of this look like a talking point to you? Do you think we want to be talking about this? Do you think we're happy to be talking about this? Does it sound like we're happy to be talking about this? We're absolutely not. The Democrats have done this. They work with the United Nations. They're working with these NGOs and the Democrats in the United States of America to do this, to tear our country up. And they say that this is a talking point. Give me a break. Hey, let me say thank you to Deborah. Was it Deborah? Let me look here. I think it was Deborah. Yes, Deborah, thank you so much for the Cash App. Thank you so much for that blessing. Thank you so much, Deborah. I really do appreciate it.
And we got some Facebook stars too. We have Ann, Joanne, Chuck, Sherry, George, Kelly, and Ruby. Thanks, everybody, for your support.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it.
And if you don't want to donate on Facebook stars on Facebook, you can go to
Rumble or YouTube. You can go to uniteamericafirst.com. Go to my wall cam there. Yeah, go to my wall cam there. Y'all can see it right here, right there at the bottom. uniteamericafirst.com/donate. You can go there and you can there's different ways you can support me to continue. There's different ways you can support me. Look,
right, Cash App, Venmo,
however you think you can want to bless me. I don't complain about any amount. Everything is a blessing. I need your help to keep going, people. I need your help. I know things are crazy, but I really need your help. I need your help. If you find it in your heart, please help me.
Thanks. Polarski just donated on Facebook.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, everybody. And that's it for me. Please, if you liked anything that I've said tonight, please consider following or subscribing and sharing this video.
And tune in tomorrow. We'll be back. Same time, same place.
I'll be here tomorrow. Make sure you set your mobile alert. Get your phone and set a mobile alert on your phone. Set a mobile alert on your phone. Okay. Do it on your phone. So then that way you don't have to depend on the notifications from the tech companies. God bless everybody. See you tomorrow.